In this video we are going to talk about fighting in My Hero Academia and how it not only is part of the story but builds and explains story elements such as the characters itself and the wonderful way through that. There is a general misconception that My Hero Academia is just a show that isn't doing a lot of things wrong and keeps it safe without innovating the genre that much. Well, my boys and gals, I think that it does an amazing job just within the first couple of episodes. So I looked through the first fighting scenes of the show, and while I was doing that I saw the tremendous amount of connections with the plot and characters. So I will analyze it to the point in which I feel like a god about the show that is preaching to his people. But let us start with the first fight that we see in this whole series. Pro heroes versus the purse stealer villain. This fight breaks out in the middle of the street, so a lot of pedestrians are watching the purse stealer while he's demolishing his surroundings. Every pro hero, one after another, joins the fight against the villain, except that guy. But the one I want to start off with is Camie, who runs to the railway and gets cheered on by a bunch of girls. Shortly after that, Midoriya asks, "Who is fighting?" and he himself gives the answer with saying, "Camie Woods, the young talent and rising star." This shows us two things right from the start. The first is that they have trust in these pro heroes since they are watching it like a show fight between two actors without any fear. The second thing is that the heroes are incredibly admired by all generations, and why I'm telling you this is because this whole episode serves nothing more than a build up to a later arc. Stain. After we are done with this episode, it almost seems like foreshadowing, but let's continue. Camie and the purse stealer are not fighting for a long time until the pro hero seems to give him his finishing blow. Midoriya says, "Here it comes," and the old man beside him, "Show us something flashy." So Camie shoots a special attack while the crowd yells the same name of the attack with him. It's like wrestling, although there is a real criminal currently rampaging inside the city. And like always in life, a hot, blonde, giant pro hero gal kicks the villain off of the rails and she finishes the job with one go. A bunch of people gather around her as she waves at the crowd and gives interviews to reporters. Now this is so important and tells us more than you thought when you watched the series for the first time. First, let us start with the two pro heroes that didn't fight against the villain directly and were just saving the environment or the citizens. Death Arms catches an electricity pylon so that it doesn't fall on people or damages the street, while Backdraft, the firefighter hero, makes a safe zone to keep the prying eyes of the crowd under control. We can see both of them at the end of this whole fight standing there getting no admiration for what they have done, although they are the true heroes in this whole situation. If Backdraft didn't keep the people in check and Death Arms wouldn't catch that pylon, some civilians could have probably been harmed or even worse, killed, but yet no one cares about them or gives them a single thank you. It is a perfect example on how unfair and unhero-like this society truly is if you come from a state of mind that Stain has. We even see Camie sad and devastated on the ground because Mount Lady stole his show. It is incredible how the first scene of an anime is telling so much about the world and the theme of the show, especially if your first fight scene is a fight without any explanation given. But let me show you what makes this episode even better by getting to the next fight. The next fight that we see happens at the end of the first episode, in which Midoriya gets attacked in an underground tunnelway by a sludge villain who tries to steal his body. He looks at his notebook while probably not only fearing death, but also that he's not able to live his life as a hero. And then someone saves him, and that is no other than the man himself, All Might. As we later find out, he not only saves his life, but also Midoriya's life as a hero. Now this scene has its connection with the future plot in which All Might saves Midoriya through his quirk in a second way, but it also is goddamn perfect if you put it together with the first fight scene that we watched in the show. Okay, I already explained the thing with the notebook, but that is not all, my boys. The place in which they fight is also important, as it reflects the complete opposite when you compare it to the first fight. It is not a single viewer, there is no cheering from anyone, and it is represented as this life-threatening situation, although the first fight against the purse villain could have also resulted in dead people, and we experience no glimpse of fear. But wait, I feel like there is something hidden in this episode. So let us think. Midoriya was saved by All Might, who got no praise from anyone since he saved him in an alleyway, and the pro heroes fought around onlookers which praised them for their coolness while being sad when they don't got their own show for saving people's lives. And now let's see who Stain hates and who Stain likes. Exactly, the first episode is so phenomenal in making a statement about a social construct that does not only apply to the society of My Hero Academia, but also to the real world. Do something because of a wish that you want to fulfill, and not because society pushes you to anything that you don't like. My god, this is so gangster. What is incredible about this episode is showing itself way more when you have already seen the Stain arc. You literally have the reasons why Stain thinks like he thinks. I mean, you see it in the first damn episode. Anyway, let's go to episode 2. The first noteworthy scene is Bakugo, the rival of Midoriya, who now himself is trapped by the sludge villain. Midoriya will try to save him, but this is not only to show off how good-hearted Midoriya is. It's also there because it shows how Bakugo handles the exact same situation that Midoriya was in differently. Bakugo fights as much as his damn hot body can, and uses his quirk without hesitation to get free. But we're gonna talk about this fellow and Midoriya in the next video. The most important meaning for us right now is when the pro heroes help Bakugo. Every single one of these pro heroes, just stands there doing other things than saving Bakugo. These are mostly the same heroes from the first fight scene against the Purse villain, which ends this comparison that happened in the first episode perfectly. After a while, All Might stands behind the crowd of onlookers who really want to save Bakugo, but can't because of his current form. He calls himself pathetic for it, again and again feeling demolished as he sees that there is no chance for him to save Bakugo. All Might, who has currently no powers, calls himself pathetic and is truly hurt by the thought that he cannot help. He's the only damn pro hero in the situation who feels any sense of guilt, while the others are saying like, oh man, we have to wait on someone who has a better quirk. What can I do? Acting as if it's not your fucking job.
Do your fucking job!
Shortly after that, we see Midoriya standing there with the crowd, also hoping that Bakugo will be saved by a pro hero. But as soon as he looks at Bakugo's damn beautiful eyes, he concentrates his whole pride in this moment that is inside his body and runs straight to the villain. And then this boy, who has no quirk, is able to throw his school bag and hits the not so damn beautiful eyes of the sludge villain, which gives All Might enough time to regenerate his powers and help Bakugo. Everyone could have done that. It's even funnier because they said that they need someone with a better quirk, and then a schoolboy with no quirk at all helps more than the pro heroes. This again shows that these so-called pro heroes are a bunch of goddamn cowards who leave the responsibility to others as soon as it gets a little hard. The number one hero, All Might, even says it's himself while attacking the villain, with blood spilling out of his mouth. He talks about how he doesn't care if he turns back to his weaker form and all the people see him. A hero saves someone no matter what. My god, this man, no wonder Stain likes him. It starts to rain after All Might successfully defeated the villain with an attack that formed clouds. Everyone cheers, but not for the fact that All Might and Midoriya saved Bakugo. They cheer because they think that All Might's fucking attack looked cool. It's the exact same thing that the people did in the first episode. They are not acknowledging the fact that people's lives are saved by this. After all of that is over, Bakugo gets asked by one of the pro heroes if he would be interested in joining his hero of office in the future. His explanation? Your quirk is quite good. Which, by the way, also shows how Bakugo will change after this point, because he got praised for his quirk but isn't feeling good about it, like when he was a kid. Bakugo himself knows what Midoriya did and just sits there with his thought that All Might and Midoriya were the ones who did the right thing. At the end, you instantly know why Stain thinks like he thinks, and you also get introduced to the most important characters in the way of thinking inside a society. This is why the first two episodes of My Hero Academia are fantastic and innovate more than people acknowledge it for. Well, this is the end. At least the first part of the My Hero Academia fighting series that I will continue on this channel. In the next video we will cover Midoriya versus the whole school and Bakugo. I am so ready to do that video. And I am ready for my waifu, I'm coming baby, to make a video about her and the latest stuff that happens in My Hero Academia. This is the part of the video in which I will tell you passive-aggressively to subscribe, because you are not allowed to decide if you want to see more of this. So remember to subscribe and